I never know how to start. That's the one thing I gotta figure out.
Another Johnny Freeze production.
This is the very first episode of Coffee and Kicks with Phlegmatic. We're gonna start off with some sneakers. This one is a Bodega collaboration. I think overall, New Balance is probably not the go-to sneaker for a lot of people. Material-wise, they did a solid job. I think the colors really clash well. What do you think about these?
I actually had a similar design to these. I really like the laces. This right here, this is suede.
You know what I found out about suede, and I might just be, not as educated as some, but suede is actually leather, just flipped. This one in particular was called the Better Days. Off the name alone, I have to buy it. The next one, I feel like Huaraches are super slept on, a must-have sneaker. I can't say enough about the colors because they just clash so well. I think it would be a great fall, not winter, because it's gonna get ruined.
Yeah.
A good fall shoe.
Nice earth tones.
Yeah, they go with a lot.
I never had a pair.
Really?
But I know my friends, they were all crazy for it back in like the 2000s. This is actually of Mexican origin, the name.
Huarache?
Huaraches.
What?
Huaraches. Huaraches. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's inspired by the not Aztec, I think. Aztec.
I remember the Huaraches when they had the strap. It was a higher top. Yeah. If you're gonna get them, don't get your true size.
Yeah.
Go up a size.
Because of the sock, right?
Yeah. If you go up a size, you'll be great. Like right now, I got these my true size, and my toe is like hits on this part here.
So you still gonna wear them?
Hell yeah. I mean, I bought them to sell.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to resell them, and I see them in person. I think I'm gonna keep them.
Yeah.
The Huarache Desert Oak. This one is the Yeezy 350. I don't even remember the name. These are really unique in the sense that they didn't make them like your normal Yeezy.
Yeah.
This stripe usually is like a plastic. This is the first time I've ever seen
woven?
a 350 woven, like super stretchy, and it just hits me different.
These are probably tough to make, man. These are machine for these?
I imagine, yeah. Here, these are called the Ash Blue. There's two models that came out. One that had a red stripe, which was EU only, or Europe exclusive.
Yep. I heard it's one of the most comfortable sneakers.
These are definitely comfortable. Go up half a size. Out of the three, which one would you pick?
The Huaraches?
Huaraches.
I wish they were mid-tops. I like a higher cut. Oh, I guess I'll show off my sneakers. I like a higher cut. I really like these. I kind of got tired of Timberlands and they're like murder on your feet after a while. But I like these because it's like the same vibe, and Air Forces are rather comfortable.
Did it come with those Timberland laces?
No, I actually added that. Where I'm from, it wasn't even a sneaker culture back then, but there was a time you didn't want to have the same type of sneaker as your people. So you had to like freak the laces, make me do the strap differently. I always liked the high top Air Forces. I would tuck the strap in or on the side, you can make it look to the back. I really like these because Rasheed Wallace used to wear these in the NBA. He used to play ball in these, so I always like the high top Air Forces. Little pro tip, what I did is take the Timberland laces, so it could be like that same vibe. And I really like the texture of it, the colors, how the colors blend on the lace. I didn't really like the laces it came with. Like, they were too plain. They didn't make the shoe pop for me.
For me, this one was my childhood dream.
Oh yeah, the 13s.
This is the first time I wore them. I was like, I have to bring them out today. Today's a
Still
special
got the
occasion.
plastic on the jewel.
That's the way to do it. Some people like to rip it off.
Nah, you keep it there for a while.
Yeah, and then what makes it cool is that you dirty it up.
Yeah.
And then you rip off the plastic and it's automatically brand new.
You know what? This got me thinking some customized thing. Like if you got something that can cut out a circle, maybe you could put your own custom jewel on.
You know what that circle's supposed to represent, right?
Eye, right?
A panther eye.
Yeah.
Because Jordan was like a panther with his own quarter.
Yeah. I love the black and red ones. I never had a pair of 13.
The black and red, the Giga game? Or the
white and black. That's the
white. The white, that's the, yeah. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. It's all black with the red mesh.
Yeah, are those no, it's all black with the red accent.
On the back of it, where the blue was.
Well, the OG one, black and red.
All right, I gotta look it up.
All black and
I'm
red.
gonna put a picture up.
Yeah, you've seen them wear them. Jordan wore those a couple times.
You know what? It's funny because I'm at the age now where I like my sneakers that wear, you know, they age like wine.
Yeah.
They look better when they're worn. I don't know. This is the album titled Passaic.
Yep, Passaic.
What was going through your head during the process, like making it?
Well, the album took me like 2 or 3 years to make, and I've been making beats for like about 10 plus years. I always had album title names and like demo tracks and like just trying to get better. Comparing myself to other artists, which any artists are out there, don't do that. Just get inspired and keep at it. And then it just clicked one day. I'm like, I have a bunch of like album title names on my computer, and I was always thinking like, what would be your first album? I dropped like demo tapes and stuff. Then eventually I did the track list. I rented out a studio for 6 months where I was working at it, and I looked at it as an opportunity to like showcase what our town's about. We have a lot of talented artists here. I basically named every track after an event or a street name,
Yeah.
or a group, or you know.
I thought that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like going through the track listing as you see it changing.
Yeah.
Because if you're at least driving around in Passaic and
Yeah.
that album is playing,
Yeah.
you happen to hit Lexington, and
Yeah.
then also Lexington comes on. You track titles like Rack and Roll.
Yeah. That's actually my least favorite track on the album.
Yeah.
And that delayed my album because I was stuck on it, and my engineer, shout outs to Tokyo Cigar, we couldn't have done this without you, man. He was the engineer. He was super patient with me. Dealing in the music industry is difficult, so to meet somebody that was so open and seeing the vision piece by piece, it was an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And he helped out a lot. And that was the track that delayed it for like another month because I was like, should I put it on?
Wow.
Should I not? Because I just had to.
So almost didn't make the cut.
No, I should have cut it. Now that I think about it, because I had another track that fits the Rack and Roll theme more. But I just love the drum break so much.
That you couldn't let it go.
Yeah, but that's part of being an artist. You gotta let go.
I really like that you can hear the history of the town
Yeah.
throughout the whole album.
I feel like this album is for small towns, any town that has a rich history, and to just inspire people. That's why I used a lot of historical clips on there for the samples. If I couldn't find an audio clip, for example, on Montauk Theater, I transcribed a newspaper article. I plugged it into a machine online that could voice chat it.
That Montauk Theater track is funny though,
I love
because when you hear the little vocal in the back saying dirty,
Yeah.
dirty, I'm just thinking in my head like, yeah, that place was dirty.
Yeah.
That place was hella dirty.
But that Montauk Theater, at one time they would show a lot of movies, Passaic.
Yeah.
It is, I feel like it still is a worldwide town. A lot of people would come here to watch movies, to watch plays, and that's what the Montauk Theater represented.
Yeah.
And if you ever went inside, we broke into there, and
But you might be incriminating yourself, might not need I had to cut that out.
That place don't exist no more. They tore it down. So we went in there. It's a school now. So we went in there. If you're into architecture, it was very like old school, and like it looked like a fancy theater, like what you see in the movies, like movie theaters from the 30s, 40s. I forgot what year it was built, but then it became a pornographic theater.
Yeah, that's why I was saying it was
Yeah.
dirty.
Yeah, so that's why I sampled Little Dirty Bastard. As you can see, my Wu-Tang cup. I felt like the production on that track was very stripped down. I wanted to keep it simple, and I felt like that fit the vibe. I always loved Little Dirty Bastard. He was one of my biggest influences.
There's a whole bunch of tracks in there too that just give off a vibe that's just like you hear like somebody's creeping
Yeah.
in the background. It's the drums,
Yeah.
the way the drums are hitting, they're like swaying, and it's just it's super chill, man.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. You did a solid job with it.
Thank you,
know,
man.
I couldn't believe that you said, yeah, it's finished, and then you handed me the cassette.
Always loved doing cassettes, dubbing them. It's a handmade cassette. This is the first one that was made. This is my copy, number 1 of 30. We gotta talk about the album cover, but I put another map here. Yeah, the album cover. So it's supposed to represent, of course, Passaic. If you're from here, have had history here. It's supposed to represent taking a leap of faith, regardless of circumstances that are out of your control. Whether it's stuff that's in your mind, your past, anxiety about the future, and just proceeding and creating your work of art, which is your life. As long as you keep working and working on your craft, whatever it is, your job, your family, your mental health, just you gotta take a step. Don't doubt yourself. Do not doubt yourself. Believe in what you're doing. Be a perfectionist to an extent, but don't let that block you from your blessings and completing things.
A lot of times it's those imperfections that other people that it resonates with them.
Well, some people said that it gives them a vibe of being in the city. Like, some people were like, I've never been to Passaic, but I feel like I've been there now. Yeah. And I never thought it would be like that, because originally I only wanted to make 10 copies.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know my audience. You know, everybody's worried about followers and stuff. That doesn't matter. I'm telling you, it does not matter. And the biggest thing too is like a lot of my peers that I looked up to growing up, before I even touched a beat machine or any type of piano. My guys that make beats, shout outs to Hex and Inf down in North Carolina. But he called it a classic, and that means the world to me, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
First episode of Coffee and Kicks with Phlegmatic Beats.
There we go.
And
Phlegmatic, just Phlegmatic.
Phlegmatic?
It used to be Phlegmy Beats. Quick history lesson. It used to be Phlegmy Beats, and then I changed it to Phlegmatic.
Did you go off of Phlegmatic because of a Nas influence?
I'm a big Nas fan, and if you notice here, it looks like the same font as the Illmatic. That was the first concert I've ever been to. He's my favorite MC, and just his journey in the music world is very inspiring to me. That's why I use the Old English letters. Phlegmatic is actually just a quick little blurb about it. It's I want to say it was the Greeks, where there's 4 temperaments in life. I can't tell you the 4 off the top of my head. You can do the research out there. Phlegmatic is basically a person that's very inwards and introverted, one would say. So for example, you watch any TV show you like, say for example, Seinfeld, Ninja Turtles, you could break down the personality types into 4 things. So Donatello on Ninja Turtles would be a phlegmatic personality, because he's the guy who thinks, he's calculated. I'm not saying the other guys don't think.
He thinks a little more than the others.
Exactly. He looks at the bigger picture. He's the one who does all the gadgets, you know. He's in the lab type of dude. So that's why I kind of took that. I don't know how I came to that name, but like everything, like how I came up with the concept for this, it just all fit. And I feel like that name fit me. The name of the album as well. I was stuck on a lot of projects that I don't care to name right now, because maybe they might come out in the future. But when everything starts clicking, you start noticing things. I'm actually working on an EP. Then maybe another album, we'll see how it goes. You can hit me up on my page, I sell them directly. The digital files as well. The tape is, I say the tape is the ideal way to listen to it, because it's basically a dub tape. I want it to have a vibe, like back in the day when you would borrow CDs from friends or from the radio. It was all different quality, the sounds. And you know, the tape, it degrades in a way. Every tape is gonna be different, the sound. And in closing, I just wanna say, you can do everything yourself. You don't have a budget, scrape your pennies together, do it yourself. You know somebody who's an artist, give them an opportunity. That's what music and life is about, giving people opportunities, building with people.
On that note, man, thanks for stopping in. This is first episode again, Kicks and Coffee. See you guys next week.
Peace.